Rise and grind, ladies and gentlemen. It's about to get bumpy. Time to attack and dominate. This is Morning Juice with Brandon Beam and Bobby Carpenter.
And here we go on a Wednesday, attacking and dominating our way to 9 a.m. every single weekday morning right here on The Fan. Brandon Beam, the General Bobby Carpenter, and of course our fearless leader and producer Mark the Shark Bob. We've made it here right to the midweek. Coaster Bob Day for some, First Friday miracle for others. What's going on, buddy? Good to talk to you.
It's good to talk to you, Beam. Excited to be here on this little First Friday. Had a nice little event last night over at the High Bank with the gala, and everything in between. It was fun.
I think Bo settled on gala. No ascot.
He did not have an ascot. He had a coat on, but with like I don't know if it was a T-shirt, but a collarless shirt underneath.
That's a good look. That's a strong look.
When he said that, I talked about ascot, so I put on like a sport coat, had a button down on underneath and everything. So it was a good event, though. Good time. I had to duck out a little early. We had a college football rankings release last night for the playoffs, so that was the second one there. Pretty excited about that and kind of where everything was going. Good night for the Big Ten, I think, as expected. And, just a win all around. Third and goal. Foundation was great down there. Brady Quinn was in, did a great job talking. It was unbelievable setup down there at High Bank, and raised a lot of money for a great cause.
Good.
And Bo's going to be out there broadcasting live today, so kind of a win for everybody.
Yeah, if you didn't get a chance to go down there last night, you still have a chance to go this morning because they're going to be there live from 9 to noon, the High Bank over right here. Right next to us, basically, here in Grandview. So we got that to look forward to. It was a mess at my house yesterday. Willie's got the suds a little bit. So this would be Dave. What that means. He's got the suds. He's not feeling that well.
Oh.
And so this is day 3 of the suds. So Monday, you kind of tell it was coming around. He had a snotty nose and all kinds of good things going on. And then yesterday, that evolved into a cough. In May, like a low-grade fever, nothing crazy. Like you put him down to the ground, he's still running around and playing. But Meredith was out of the house last night, and so I was tasked with corralling the wildebeest. And I'm like, that was a bad night for you to have something going on because I was I was going through it, Bob. I was going. It was a war in our house.
You could have been going to. You should have told her you had a work event.
I know.
It took precedence over her.
Yeah.
Her work event, Beam.
I should have, but no, it was a mess. It was a war last night. It was so much of a war last night that when I put him to bed, I just turned on Lord of the Rings and stared mindlessly at the TV for 2 hours.
Oh, yeah. Occasionally you get those where it's it's one of those days where you just need a drink and just to sit there and stare blankly at a screen.
I wasn't even really watching it either. I mean, I guess my mind was consuming what was on the screen, but I was
not really.
My mind was somewhere else. I was on a beach 1,000 miles away somewhere in my mind, just sitting there and hanging out. So that's what I did last night. I'm glad the gala was a great time, though.
You would have enjoyed it, Beam.
I know I would have.
To taste some of the delicious fine bourbons, the double oak, the double, and the cigar.
The cigar is such a unique beast. It's awesome.
It's it's if you like cigars, it's great.
Yeah.
If you're not a big, but even if you like smoky, like old fashions and stuff like that, it was really good. Really enjoyed that.
We got an awesome show lined up for you here this morning. Ryan Day doesn't care where or when his team plays. You're going to hear from him from his press conference coming up here in our next segment around 6:20 this morning. Adam Jardy of the Columbus Dispatch, he's going to join us around 6:33, talk all things Buckeye hoops, 2-0 on the season. They're on their way to Texas A&M Friday, to take on the Aggies. So we got that to look forward to, which is great. We're going to hear from Chip Kelly in the 7 o'clock hour. Dave Biddle of Bucknuts, he's going to join us at 7:33. And then at 8:48, to round out the program with us, Erik Gudbranson, Jackets defenseman. He's going to join the program. On the shelf right now is Goody, but we're going to get to check in with him in the final segment of the show. How many hours? Is it 2 hours and 40-some minutes away from right now? So we got that to look forward to, which is awesome. Before we hop into anything else today, it is Wednesday, the 13th day of November, 2024. Time for Today in History.
Time to get smarter. Morning Juice presents Today in History. Here's your professor, Bobby Carpenter.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, Bob, what do you got lined up for us today, buddy?
Well, it is Wednesday, November 13th, the 318th day of the year, 48 days remaining. Tomorrow will be A.J. Hawk days left in 2024, but today it's 44. It is 48, so... And folks, listen, time to get ahead of that Christmas shopping. Don't wait with the unwashed masses. Don't go out and do it. Do it online at your house. Do it at work while you're supposed to be working. Have it shipped right there. Feel good about the situation.
You know me. I'm a December 23rd guy.
Sounds terrible. I already have most of my stuff.
Well, the good news is that Meredith does most of the shopping for Willie. So.
Yeah, I'm not buying stuff for my kids.
Yeah.
I leave that for court. My job is to buy stuff for her, so we're good. This date, 1927, the Holland Tunnel opens as the first Hudson River vehicle tunnel linking New Jersey and New York City. Also have the Lincoln Tunnel now. Then this date, 1982, 42 years ago today, the Vietnam Memorial is dedicated in Washington, D.C.
The Vietnam Veterans Memorial was dedicated in Washington today, and thousands of Vietnam veterans marched on Constitution Avenue. Bruce Morton has our report.
The parade was for the veterans, impromptu groups sometimes stopping to sing patriotic songs. Like the rest of the day, the official program was the least important part. Mostly the day was people who had served, people who had mourned, people and the wall. A father who had lost his son.
That was the last thing that Jim said. He loved this country. He didn't want to go, but he was willing to sacrifice his life, and he did after 30 days over there.
A soldier who'd come back.
All these people on these walls, my friend, as far as I'm concerned. I wish they could have did something a long time ago. We didn't need no parades or that. All we needed was a little bit of respect.
Pretty good stuff there, Shark. Great poll.
It's a pretty sobering monument.
Oh, it is, with the escalation of the war, and it just shows you the duration of it. And what's amazing, my father-in-law served, and when he came back, they did not accept guys from Vietnam, like a lot of the VFWs and everything. It was a little bit of a dicey situation, and not necessarily the greatest thing. And those guys, they said they didn't need a parade, just wanted a little bit of respect. Some birthdays today. One of Shark's favorites, and let me pull up her real name, Sharky. Do you remember it?
Karen Johnson.
Karen Johnson.
I said Jones.
It was close. I knew it was Karen. I couldn't remember the last.
Aunt Karen?
Aunt Karen. What'd you say she was, Beam? She was
an EGOT. An Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and a Tony.
And also a Karen, Shark. Whoopi Goldberg turning 69.
Is this him? Is this you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, cute. White, but cute.
I need you to tell Molly what I'm saying, but you have to tell her word for word, all right?
He wants me to tell you what he's saying word for word.
Molly, you're in danger.
Now, you can't just blurt it out like that. And quit moving around, will you? Because you're starting to make me dizzy. I'll just tell her in my own way. Molly, you in danger, girl. What are you talking about?
I know the man who killed me.
He knows the man who killed him.
His name is Willie Lopez, and I know where he lives.
His name is Willie Lopez. He's Puerto Rican. He knows where he lives.
Write it down.
He wants you to write it down.
You write it down.
I ain't no damn secretary.
Just do it.
He's so testy.
That's so good. I'm going to have to go back and watch Ghost again, Shark.
Maybe this Friday.
Demi Moore, birthday earlier this week.
Yeah, yesterday.
And, her and Whoopi. I wonder if they celebrated on set together when they were filming that. Turning 61 today. Former Browns quarterback, 21 seasons in the NFL, two-time Pro Bowler. Vinny Testaverde actually played against him. He came back and played in Carolina in 2007. Yeah, Vinny was playing back when my dad was. So long.
21 years?
Yeah, long time.
That's
61
awesome.
Today. Jimmy Kimmel turning 57 today, the late night host. And Gerard Butler turning 55 from law-abiding citizen.
Your Honor, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I am not a flight risk. And the prosecution has not presented one single piece of evidence against me.
I am actually inclined to agree with you, Mr. Shelton. I will grant bail in the amount
Your Honor, I would caution you not to do that.
Thank you.
Excuse me?
You were about to let me go. Are you kidding me? You think I don't remember who you are, lady?
I would tread carefully.
Apparently, I just killed two people, and you were about to let me walk right out that door. I feed you a couple of legal precedents, and there you go. You jump on it like a bitch and eat.
Sure, you will love that movie. Gosh, I forgot what he did and how he did it.
I watched about 6-8 clips yesterday trying to get that, and wow, I love the T-bone steak.
Okay, you got the gist of the movie then.
Like Psycho.
Yeah.
The T-bone steak. That is a cut of meat. that can be used.
I'll never look at a T-bone the same.
Well, because it can be used as self-defense meme whenever needed. Ron Artest, Meta World Peace, turning 45. I always thought that he was significantly older than me, but not that much. Turning 45 today. The 19-year NBA vet played on the 2010 NBA champion, All-Star in 2004.
And a shot as Harden goes down, and our World Peace elbowed him. Oh no, Ron Artest squaring off with Serge Ibaka. Well, World Peace, I should say, and it made reminiscent of Ron Artest.
And I don't know if it was inadvertent or not, but he hit him with an incredible elbow to the head. He was celebrating his dunk.
Let's take a peek. Oh, that's disgraceful. That's not only ejection, that's going to be a suspension and should be. What a disgrace.
What a great call by Van Gundy and Breen. I mean, Van Gundy out there, Ron Artest, World Peace, and then Breen does the same exact thing. Well, maybe reminiscent of Ron Artest.
Yes, absolutely.
It was great.
Great. Wish you could have got a little Malice in the Palace, Shark.
Artest is going into the stands.
I think we did that last year. Last 2 years.
It's good every year, but that was also a good one, Shark. Some holidays observances today. It is Chicken Soup for the Soul Day, Happy Hour Day, National French Dip Day. How about that?
I love a French dip.
Hold on a second. That's yesterday's. I accidentally went back one.
We'll double down on the French dip.
No, good French dip. I was going to say it's pizza with every... Why is this not... well, there we go. I can't get the page to load. And those are historical events.
It's some events today.
There's some events going on. Those are the birthdays, the passings, the holidays, observances. Oh, we lost ODB today, Shark. Old dirty bastard. In this date, 2004. On this date, 11/13, the 318th day of the year, and 48 days remaining in this 2024.
What'd you make of the college football playoff rankings last night? What'd you make of those?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was... I thought Army would be ranked a little bit higher than where they were yesterday. They didn't really have the come up I think people thought. I thought Miami might fall a little further because they've been playing with fire for a long time, finally got burnt. I think Georgia's fall was expected. Ole Miss, curious how far that they would jump up. And everybody now is hammering Texas because Texas, you know how many top 25 wins they have been?
0.
That is accurate.
You know how many Indiana has? 0.
It's true. And so there's just some teams up there that haven't really played the toughest of schedules and why they are where they are. So a lot of interesting little nuggets there. And then Tulane creeping in there at the back end as well.
Yeah, for sure. In your path right now for the Buckeyes, you were the 5th seed, even though you were ranked as the 2nd team in the country. I was trying to explain this.
This is the last year I think that'll be the case.
I was trying to explain this to my friends last night in a group chat, and it was just like trying to explain rocket science.
Well, the thing was last week you had all top 12 teams that were in. Now with Boise being 12th, Georgia gets bumped. And then the other thing last week was you had Oregon, Georgia, I believe, and Miami were all in the top 4.
Yep.
So the only team that was jumping to a bye was BYU, but now you have 2 teams that are jumping, both the ACC champ and Big 12 champ. So like Ohio State, Penn State, and Indiana all get bounced down before BYU, and then ultimately Miami comes in as well.
They would all get first-round home games.
Yes.
Yeah. Who?
Ohio State, Indiana, and Penn State?
Yes, all of them would get first round.
Constituted today, yes.
Although that's not going to stay the same.
No.
Ohio State's playing Indiana, hopefully playing Oregon. So, things will change. But if the season ended today, we would be in the old Midwest for the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, we would be. We would be there for sure. And then Tennessee would host Notre Dame as your other quarterfinal. Is that a quarterfinal? No, because first round games. I don't even.
When they get down to 8, then it's quarterfinal.
What is it? It's not even the round of 16 or the round of 12. It's the first round of 8, which doesn't make any sense at all. But that's where we're living at right now in college football. Ryan Day doesn't care where or when his team plays. That's next. Morning Juice right here on the Fan.
Fan traffic
from the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Right now we're watching multiple closures on the north side of town at the 71-270 split. All southbound lanes are shut down on I-71 at I-270. Additionally, we've got some ramp closures associated with this. The ramps from 270 eastbound to 71 northbound and the ramps from 270 westbound to 71 southbound are also closed. So So know that as you head out. Again, this is on the north side of town. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, what's all this I hear about seasons free things?
Yeah, we're giving away even more than usual this season.
Free alignment with any Ford tire purchase isn't seasonal, Mike. It's free every day at Tire Discounters.
Sure, but right now, guess what else happens every day?
I know that customers can save up to $250 on Michelin tires.
Absolutely. Now, guess what else?
Mike, I'm a phantom tire buyer with a secret identity. Please don't toy with me.
Okay, here's the deal.
Yes?
We're doing these drawings.
Like a game show.
And one lucky customer per day wins all their money back for 4 tires.
Spectacular! But why call it seasons free things?
You know, season's greetings. It's like a play on words.
Yes, of course it is. I knew that.
It's seasons free things at Tire Discounters. One lucky customer per day wins their money back on tires. Everyone saves big on major brands like Continental. And a free alignment and oil change comes with every 4 tire purchase.
Join our resident gambling degenerates, Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money, Wednesday night at 8.
Presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
All the action, none of the responsibility. The Fan.
At Humana, our Medicare Advantage plans give you coverage and care you can count on, along with guided support to help you feel your best. Our licensed sales agents are ready to help you understand your options and choose a Medicare Advantage plan. You'll feel confident because you have plan options that fit your needs. You could have a plan with a $0 premium and even personalized care from a wide network of doctors, or all-in-one plans that may include medical and prescription coverage, as well as routine dental, vision, and hearing. When it comes to the benefits and support you need, Humana has Medicare Advantage plans made for your well-being and your wallet. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
If a friend asks how you're doing, and you say,
I'm okay.
When the truth is,
I don't want my problems to burden anyone.
Or you say,
hang it in there.
Because
if I ask for help, they'll just think I'm weak.
Then this is your sign to call, text, or chat 988 for free, confidential support. Anytime. You don't have to hide how you feel.
November is an ideal month to plant trees in Ohio because the soil is still warm, which reduces the transplant stress. Plus, trees require less water in November than in the heat of the summer, allowing roots to grow in the cooler temperatures. When planting trees, keep these tips in mind. Select trees that are zone hardy for where you plan to plant. Avoid planting trees that produce slip hazards like fruits and nuts close to sidewalks. And don't plant large trees near or under utility lines. To learn more about the November tree planting, contact an ISA-certified arborist near you by going to trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Mostly cloudy today, high 58. Tracking rain heading into your Thursday. We'll be looking at temperatures around 52. Pretty strong winds tomorrow, as well as winds will gust upwards of 25 miles per hour. We dry things out by Friday. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
FanDuel is the exclusive online sportsbook partner of Morning Juice. Just sign up at FanDuel.com/juice. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Keep on swiping that card, baby. Keep on swiping that card. Charge it to winning. This is Morning Juice.
Hey, we're going to be doing something cool over the next, I don't even know how many days we have this for. I'm not exactly sure, but we were told of this yesterday. At 6:20 every morning, for the foreseeable future, we'll be having something to give away. So, Bob, why don't you fire a number at us real quick here?
Ooh, let's go with number 6.
Caller number 6. You get in right now to Shark. 614-821-9710. You're going to be receiving a 4-pack of tickets to go see the Jackets take on the Penguins this Friday, November 15th, over at Nationwide Arena. Tickets are on sale right now through Ticketmaster. 614-821-9710. Caller number 6, you get into Shark. You're going to be walking away with a 4-pack of tickets to go see them. It's a rough night for them last night. 2-0.
It's the 6th loss in a row, right?
Yeah, 2-0. They
chose number 6, babe.
2-0. They were up in the first period, and then the Kraken onslaught in the second, 4-2. After the end of the second, they put one in the third, and then it's 5-2 final. So a rough West Coast swing.
Yeah, didn't win a game.
No, that was tough.
You got beat up by multiple goals in
every game. Yeah.
So yeah,
except for one.
I think the one was 1-2-1.
Yeah, the Sharks maybe.
San
Yeah.
Jose. Yeah, that's not exactly how you want to have that happen.
No, exactly not. Ryan Day had a press conference yesterday. He's going to leave all the talking about kick times and everything to us.
I got to deal with a lot of fan backlash for other things other than the times of games. So I'm going to leave that for other people to deal with. I got other things I got to deal with. So, whenever they tell us to play, we're going to play. It doesn't matter where it is. It could be in a baseball field. It could be 11 a.m. Could be at night, whatever it is. We're going to put the football down and go play, and I'll worry about the team.
Yeah, it's as good of an answer as you can get right there. You know what, guys? I've got people mad at me, yelling at me about things. I'm going to let the outraged mob handle the kick times.
Well, and I hope that everybody understands that that's not Ryan Day. It's not even really Ohio State that's choosing those early kick times. I can just having some conversations over there yesterday. They talking to people like, they don't think that we want this. I'm like, no, I don't think any fans believe that Ryan is the one, or even anyone at Ohio State that's picking this. They understand how it works. I think people are just disenchanted by the fact you've had 6 straight noon games, and it just kills the environment over there early on in the stadium. I don't think everybody needs every game to be a night game. But hey, can you give us maybe one or 2 good night games a year, 2 or 3 good 3:30 games a year, and if you have 4 or 5 noon games a year, okay, then that can kind of be it. You kind of spatter those out.
Spread the wealth around a little bit.
One night game, couple 3:30 games at home, and then a handful of noon games. Like Michigan's always going to be a noon game, so you basically are working with 11 games anyway.
So let's go back through the schedule, shall we? So Akron was
noon.
Akron was a noon kick. Western Michigan,
it's a night kick.
Was a night kick.
Yeah, that's the game that you wanted on BTN. That nice 7:30 kick.
Yeah, that was good. That was a 56-0 bludgeoning.
You had to wait all day for that beating.
Marshall was a
big noon.
Was it big noon?
Marshall was big noon.
Oh, that's terrible. At Michigan State.
Ask Gus and Joel about that.
At Michigan State was a night game because that was the Peacock extravaganza. That was when I was at the wedding.
But also on the road.
Also on the road.
Michigan State at home at night.
Okay.
Not terrible.
Yeah, not the worst thing in the
3:30 would have been a good window for that at home.
Iowa was a 3:30 kickoff, which I learned yesterday.
That's the only 3:30 kick we've had.
That's crazy. Oregon was a primetime game on the road out there, and then ever since you have
noons.
Turned, and then the noons, and then all the noon games.
High noons.
Nebraska, Penn State, Purdue, Northwestern this weekend, Indiana next weekend, and then Michigan the last week of the year.
The noons.
So you've had one 3:30 kick all year.
Yeah.
That's terrible for CBS.
That's what I'm saying. It's atrocious. Thankfully, that one was at home.
Yeah.
And the environment actually felt good. But that's one of the only games where the environment felt good because Western.
Because it was a 3:30 kickoff
Western
against a decently competent Iowa team.
Yes, they were, I think, 4-1 or whatever at that point. They were a good squad.
Yep, they had lost the Cyhawk game.
Yeah,
that was it.
They're a classic Big Ten rival. 3:30, felt good defense, could run the ball, felt like appropriate time window for that game. Western Michigan, that night game was awful. Nobody was down there early.
Mm-mm.
People were arriving at 4:30, 5 o'clock. Usually for night games, people were getting down there at noon, 1, hang out, day at the state fair. It's a lot of fun. It was not that. It was not that at all. And so that's why I think people are just lamenting the fact that the scheduling of the games is all jacked up. Give me Western Michigan at noon.
Yeah.
Give me Nebraska at 3:30. Give me this Indiana at a 3:30 kick. Maybe there wasn't a game worthy of a night. Could have put Nebraska at night.
Yeah, that would have been good.
That would have been a good game. They were 5-1 coming in.
It was a good game.
It ended up being a good game.
It was a good game. Ryan Day did kind of allude to the fact that the noon games aren't the best for them in the recruiting trail either.
The time of game sometimes can affect just who comes into the, who's able to make it from out of state, a little bit further away. That's about it. And it's just the one thing that we've done. We know that we have these noon games here in the back half of the season. So we've just been really working hard on getting guys to bed early at night and then waking them up early in the morning just to kind of get their biorhythms in order. They've done a good job of that. So that's about it. Other than that, we're playing football.
Yeah, I mean, that's
if you had biorhythms beam on your bingo card, you just won. I did not think I would hear that coming out of Ryan Day in a press conference at any point in time this year.
Was it Schleg's? You've got to get your body rhythms right.
Yeah, I mean, the biorhythms, those are key. To make sure that you circadian rhythm or whatever, like make sure that your sleep patterns are good and all that stuff.
Here was Ryan Day talking about the experience that they're going to go through here this weekend, playing at Wrigley Field, and just how this is going to look like for Ohio State on Saturday.
I'd like for them to see just the makeup of it. I want them to see the turf. I want them to see where the infield is filled in with some of the sod. I'd like for them to see how we're going to handle halftime. We're going to be in the bullpen, not going up into the locker room. There's just some different things that I'd like for them to see. And then also, show them a little bit about what it's like, because it is going to be different. It's going to be a different feel there. It's a baseball park. It's different than a football stadium. So do I think it's a big deal? No, but a lot of people do that. They bring their team to the game or to the venue the day before. We don't usually do that, but we will on Friday.
Yeah, it's going to be a unique setup. I'm glad that they're not sharing the same sideline again, like the Iowa Northwestern game. And I didn't have that in my mind, Bob, that with the last time that they did play a Wrigley game, it was Iowa Northwestern, and you can go on YouTube and look at this.
It's a game you're going to want to watch.
Oh, it really is. It was a great game. I didn't realize this. So they're not doing it this year because they changed the field and moved some things around.
Someone measured it better.
Someone measured it better. So one of the end zones was only 8 yards long and ran right into the wall, straight into the wall. So they had to play offense the same way for the whole game. What are we? So that's not going to be the case. They did move some things around. Teams will have opposite sidelines, but the halftime talk will be straight in the bullpen.
I was talking to them last night. I was going through all some of the guys over at Ohio State during practice and going through all the baseball fields that I played in. I played at the Coliseum in Oakland, which is a trash pit. I played in Miami my second season when the Marlins were still playing there and sharing the stadium, the Dolphins. So their infield was all in one end zone. So it was a little bit better. And it was designed for football. And like they would take bleachers out. And so the field was situated pretty normally and it wasn't terrible. Oakland's just right in the middle of the field. The baseball
straight up dirt path.
It's like grass, dirt. You're running in and out of it. It's terribly hard to navigate. And surprised there weren't more injuries on it because it goes from like running on grass to asphalt. And then I also was like back in the day when they played in the Metrodome, I played there in college and the NFL. And I go, that's turf. And they always claim that they sawed down the mound. But the mound you'd be running, I was like, and like your one leg grew like 3 inches.
Here.
Oh, it's terrible. It was so hard. And they said it was level. It was not. And there was no give to it. But the worst part about the Metrodome, I said, is when you would go there, it was legit like probably a couple 100 yards back to the locker room upstairs. And then you have to run. In college, you have more time. In the NFL, it's like a 12, 13-minute halftime. I mean, boom, you're run up there, take a leak, get some corrections, get a tape job or whatever you need, and run back out. And like, dude, then you've got to play again. You're like, I just ran a half a mile in pads. So, like, Ryan, then that's not surprising. They're just going to stay in the bullpen. So we'll get more into that, Beam. Did you wake up with joint pain? I know how that feels, but not anymore thanks to QC Kinetics. I was talking to someone about it last night because, like me, you deserve pain relief, no surgery, no meds. And if you are a good candidate for these new treatments, Dr. Ray Tesner and his team at QC Kinetics can get you there like they did for me and even my dad as well. So we went in there, we got checked out. They gave us some treatment protocols. We followed the plans, took a couple different appointments. You go in there, they've got a plan that's going to work for you so you can get back to work and get enjoying life with lasting relief. Like my dad, 9 tens of thousands of other patients. And if you're towards the end of the year, go check it out because you may be able to use your HSA and FSA funds towards the treatment, especially if some of those are expiring at year's end. So the consultation is free. I repeat, go check them out. The consultation is free. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544.
Kyle from Caledonia. He's the winner of the CBJ tickets. He knew he needed to be caller number 6 here this morning. Adam Jardy of the Columbus Dispatch. He's going to join the program. We'll break down Ohio State hoops. First 2 wins of the season with him next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still watching closures at the 270-71 split on the north side of town. All southbound lanes are shut down at that 270 split because of a vehicle fire. Additionally, we've got some ramp closures with it. The ramps from 270 eastbound to 71 northbound and 270 westbound to 71 southbound also shut down. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Green & Sons. Family owned and operated for over 45 years. Green & Sons will help you find your next Kubota tractor. Located in Mount Sterling and north of Marysville. And online at greenandsons.com.
Ready to hit the road in a new car? With Pathways, enjoy up to 90 days with no payments and low auto loan rates. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
I'm Rick Reichard. Get Black Friday pricing now at Reichard Ford, because we're dealing. Everyone knows that Black Friday is a wild time to buy a car. Reichard Ford learned from last year, so we've already dropped our prices. Fresh incentives from Ford have just been announced, so guess what? You want the best Black Friday selection? You want super sale Black Friday pricing? You want to skip the Black Friday insanity? Well, you get all that this week at #1 Reichard Ford. New 2024 F-150s available with 1.9% APR financing. Or get up to $8,000 off of MSRP. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Broncos. 100 to choose from. Beat the crowd, save more money, shop the best selection at Reichard Ford's pre-Black Friday sale. The largest volume Ford dealer in Ohio at Route 33 and Hamilton Road, 2 minutes off 270, and at ReichardFord.com. Based on 2023 Ford report for total new retail sales. Cincinnati region offers end 12/2 on approved credit. Come in now, because we're dealing.
The Central Ohio leader in roof repair and replacement is Roof Revivers. With over 350 five-star reviews on Google, Roof Revivers is committed to repairing roofs first before replacing them. If your roof needs repaired, visit Roof Revivers online at roofrevivers.com. Roof Revivers, we fix leaky roofs.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. I love this time of the year, the food, the family, the football, and I want to spend it with my loved ones. I don't want to spend all day in the kitchen. So Bob Evans, they got a solution for you. It's the Thanksgiving celebration, their farmhouse feast. They've got unbelievable options. Me, I love the slow roasted turkey for 6 hours, but you could go with ham as well. They've got unbelievable handcrafted sides. My kids love the homemade celery and dressing. The mashed potatoes with gravy, they're always a winner. They've got tons of them that serves 8 to 10 people, folks. So go check it out at bobevans.com.
Football season is here, and we have so much stuff, and one station isn't enough. Find even more Pigskin on ESPN Columbus.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2, or listen on the Fan app.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
A single cloud can weigh 550 tons. A sports car fits inside a hippo's mouth. NJM Insurance puts policyholders first. Seems unbelievable, but it's all true and approved by legal. No jingles or mascots, just great insurance. Visit njm.com for a quote.
Meijer knows that Thanksgiving is a time to come together, eat together, and share together. During the week of Thanksgiving, November 24th through the 30th, when you buy Meijer brand foods, our Simply Give program will feed up to 4 million neighbors in need. So when you bring that perfectly fluffed stuffing to the table, the cranberry sauce and green bean casserole, you're actually bringing more good to more neighbors. Let's bring more good to Thanksgiving with Meijer brand and Simply Give. Exclusions apply. See Meijer.com for details.
Reichard Chevy's dealing in Dublin.
$2,500 low price guarantee.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Shop hundreds of vehicles at ReichardChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. We're dealing.
FX's English teacher. Every single one of these essays is so bad.
An F? What is this?
With grades like this, I'm gonna have to hit the corner, sir.
From executive producers of What We Do in the Shadows.
Who's running the school? Is it us or is it them? Them.
Go sit next to Tiffany.
She told me it was offensive to learn Mandarin because you're not Japanese.
FX's English teacher is now streaming on Hulu. All new Mondays on FX.
Some people just know they could save hundreds on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like, you know to check that your seats aren't in the visitor section first, before buying tickets.
I'm so excited for this game. I can't believe you got us tickets.
Me too. Wait, are we on the wrong side?
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds.
This is going to be a long game.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
Savings vary. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Morning Juice is sponsored by Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. Feelgreatcolumbus.com. The Fan.
What's the going rate for a good babysitter? Also, Shark needs a raise. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Coming up here 1 hour away from right now, Dave Biddle of Bucknuts. He's going to join the program. We'll talk some Buckeye football with him. As of now, we're going to head out to the hoop side, checking with our great friend of the Columbus Dispatch. He is Adam Jardy. Adam, thanks for the time. Always appreciate it. Basketball season well underway. Before we get into the Buckeyes, how much of that college showcase did you watch last night? You got Kentucky, you got Duke. I was doing some advanced scouting on the Kentucky Wildcats, Adam.
Yeah, I watched all of it. It was, I love when you get these kind of games early in the season and get a chance to, get a feel for maybe what Kentucky has. We'll see them here in a little bit more than a month, but I thought it was a lot, really high energy. There were some good moments, some ugly moments. These early season games are getting more and more ragged as these rosters turn over more and more year to year, but a lot of fun last night. Really enjoyed watching both those games.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, Adam. I try to watch every Ohio State basketball game. I think I do a pretty good job on that. I'll be 100% honest with you. It takes me about a month into the season to learn everybody on this roster. Like the last game that they played against Youngstown State, I'm sitting there, I've got my phone pulled up all right, who's in the basketball game right now for Ohio State? And I feel like it's not just that way for Buckeye fans, it's that way for every college basketball fan kind of in the country watching the product.
Oh, yeah. And I feel like so much of what I write this time of year is just kind of reminding people who's on the roster.
Yeah.
They've got 16 guys on this team, and 9 of them are new to the program, or at least 9 of them weren't with the team last year, because do we count Michi as being new to the program or not? I mean, it depends on how you define it, but yeah, it's an interesting era of the sport because, with all these new faces, and then on top of that, this being an all-new coaching staff essentially at Ohio State too, you find yourself saying, what do we actually know about this team? Who are these guys? How do they fit? It makes even a game against Youngstown State where they win decisively interesting because there's just a lot still to learn about who can do what.
What would mean against A&M this weekend, or what would that A&M win, assuming they could get one against this weekend? What would that mean for this program and Debo early on?
I mean, it would certainly be it would be the strongest indication yet that this team might have some stuff to it. The win against Texas and Vegas last week that arena was a quarter full, if that, and there wasn't a whole lot in the way of atmosphere and excitement. And it was pretty loud at times on Monday here at Value City Arena. But, you're playing an overmatched team at home. This is a full-on road game, a true road environment. It'll be packed. It'll be loud. And they're really good. At least we think they're really good. They're a preseason top 25 team. They did take a loss on the first day of the season to UCF, but it would validate a lot of things right now about just the way this season seems to be trending. You've got guys that are playing with a lot of confidence and a lot of belief that there are championships to be won and things like that. So to handle what Texas A&M can throw at you on their home court would certainly go a long way toward telling you that this could be a break from the patterns we've seen from Ohio State the last couple of years.
He is Adam Jardy of the Columbus Dispatch with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. You also know what you're going to get with the Buzz Williams coach team on Friday. So, you know the identity, you know exactly what it's going to be, and you know what you're going to be in store for as you head down there at 9 o'clock on Friday evening. Adam, front court story of the last game, Bradshaw doing some good things, Stewart doing some good things. Backcourt, the story in the Texas game, is the identity of Ohio State more on their backcourt, or you think it's more designed for the front court this year?
It's definitely going to be a guard-driven team, and when you do have a Bruce Thornton and a Michi Johnson to kind of anchor things, like that certainly is where so much of what this team does is going to start. What I think gives them confidence that there's some really good basketball still ahead, and reason to think this team could improve as the year goes on, is that you are counting on Aaron Bradshaw and Sean Stewart to develop and grow. These are guys that were McDonald's All-Americans and 5-star players out of high school, and then they weren't really in the rotation last year at Duke and Kentucky. And so, actually, I wonder if they watched that game together last night. That would have been interesting. But those are guys that you believe that they have talent, and generally when you have 5-star players for a second season, those guys generally do really well. But they didn't play a lot last year. So I do think there's a chance there that those guys put in really solid, if not spectacular seasons, but they got to grow. And they're clearly not there yet, as evidenced by the Texas game and, some of the fouls that we've seen early. But, where this team goes is going to be determined by how high those guys can grow and how much they can learn as the year goes on.
Adam, what do you think about the overall strength of the Big Ten this year?
I think it's a really strong league, but I don't know like how elite anybody in the Big Ten is. I mean, I think I could poke a hole in anybody you're going to throw out there right now as far as like who's a real Big Ten title contender. Like I don't know, there's probably 8 or 9 teams potentially, but I don't know that anybody is like, yeah, this team's definitely making a run to the Elite 8 type of good this year. But I do think it's going to be a tough league. I picked UCLA to win it in the preseason media poll, and I'm not feeling great about that right now. A lot of people picked Purdue. Purdue just had a big injury. I don't know. I think there's a lot of talent, and I think it's going to be a tough league, and I think there's going to be a lot of brutal nights where it's just, physical and tough to grind out a win. But I don't know who ultimately ends up there at the top because I just think it's so balanced, which can be good and can be, frustrating.
Adam, a consistent theme throughout, just early part of these first 2 games has been turnovers. And I know that Jake Diebler was not thrilled with those turnovers coming off the game earlier this week. I mean, obviously that's something they're going to work on in practice, but do you see that evening out a little bit as we continue to wade into the season?
I think that we're going to have to accept a certain amount of turnovers or a certain number of turnovers from this team, just given how they want to play, because they want to push and they want to do, play with some more tempo and pace. And like, that's going to result in like a few more turnovers than if you're just walking the ball up the court every time. I think the thing that has hurt them in these first 2 games is that they've had too many that are just like bad turnovers. And they've certainly had too many, it's not just on one guy, but like, Michi had 5 against Youngstown State, and you can't really have that from a 5th-year guy who is anchoring your backcourt. That like against a team like Youngstown State, you just got to take better care of the ball. I think he's pressing a little bit, and I think he'll settle in because I think he's a better player than what he's shown in the first 2 games. But yeah, certainly it's been an issue. I think they've had 15 in each of the first 2 games. Mm-hmm. That's going to be tough. I think they have enough offensive guys that if you take care of the ball, odds are you're going to get a good shot, and you might make it because you got a lot of offense. So figuring that out, I think, is going to be really critical for this team as especially Texas A&M this weekend. You can't be throwing the ball all around the court playing a team like that. You
ever been to College Station, Texas, Adam?
I have not. What's
the you flying into Houston? How far of a drive is it then?
I have not looked into that yet. I'm actually. I'll be watching that game on TV.
Okay.
So, don't know the details there.
Perfect. Well, don't worry. In the future, you're definitely going to be able to go to College Station, Texas, Adam. We'll get that checked off your bucket list for sure. Buddy, always appreciate the time. Thanks for hopping on with us here this morning. Enjoy the game on Friday, and we'll check in again soon, all right?
All right. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
There he goes. Adam Jardy, Columbus Dispatch, with us here on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline.
So that's the local pellet team in Columbus. We're doing these ads for you. What do you want me to tell the folks? I said, hey, tell them it's Bobby. I expect them to talk about how awesome the Pella windows are and quality looks and all those great things. But their first response was actually, we just want people to know how buttoned up we are. The windows, they're going to sell themselves. We want people to know there's a local Pella Columbus team here in town that's all in on making the process as perfect as the windows. And if you go like full Kurt Signetti and you Google Pella Columbus, you'll see the Google reviews that prove it all.
They win.
They win. And so now you know. So check them out at PellaColumbus.com.
As Mark the Shark likes to say, the Bears are back. That and Quick Hitters next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. Still watching the 71-270 split on the north side of town. Shut down going southbound. If you're coming in from Delaware County this morning, use 23 or 315 to get around that. Also tracking a crash on the southeast side. We've got the right lanes blocked off going southbound on 270 right near Alum Creek Drive, and I-70 westbound, the left lane blocked off just past Livingston Avenue. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your fan traffic.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Dormar can be there today, guaranteed. Visit them at dormarhvac.com.
Listen, you've been making house payments for years, right? And right now, your home's value has never been higher, right? That means you're likely sitting on a small fortune in equity. Good for you. That's cash you could use to help secure your retirement, solve all your financial burdens, enable you to travel, everything you want. The catch is, you're not ready to move. No problem. You don't have to with the TrueHold Sell and Stay Leaseback program. This is a genius financial strategy. You sell your home to TrueHold while its value is high. You bank all that equity in cash now, and you can stay as long as you like with an easy, affordable lease. And TrueHold pays property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. TrueHold unlocks your wealth without uprooting your life. Get a TrueHold offer now while your home's value is sky high. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit TrueHold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out without moving out. TrueHold.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. When you need a company you can trust, call 1-800-COOLING.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Your small business can save big with the SOCA benefit plan. 844-MEDOhio.com. That's 844-MEDOhio.com. Anthem's SOCA benefit plan. 844-MEDOhio.com.
Why choose the Hinderer Motor Company? We don't just sell vehicles, we build relationships. This is Justin Hinderer. With 4 top-tier dealerships and a state-of-the-art collision center, we're here for you every step of the way. From our exclusive car convenience service that handles everything from pickup to delivery to our 24/7 towing and roadside assistance, we make your life easier. And every vehicle purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty because we believe in what we sell. Experience the difference and visit HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
Can't make it to the game? Watch the Fan's pre- and post-game shows live on YouTube. Just search 971 The Fan and click subscribe.
The Fan's YouTube channel is sponsored by Coors Light.
Your home of the Buckeyes. The Fan.
Okay, name? Occupation? Great. You get a brand new Kia. For less than lunch, under $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia.
Is that a turkey?
Of course, we're talking turkey. With event pricing and the credit approve-a-thon.
Wow, and new Kias are less than lunch?
Yes, under $5 a day. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV6 Wind, and Sorrento LX. All 3 under $5 a day.
Wow, that's only $139 a month for 24 months.
Plus new 24 Kia Telluride LX, under $8 a day.
$249 for 24 months.
He just got an EV6 with 0% financing.
Lucky goose.
Turkey.
Turkey, right. But I'd never get approved.
If you've got a job, you ride.
You guys are great.
Great cars, great people. Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus.
GreatLakesKia.com.
GreatLakesKia.com.
You're such a ham.
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
At the Home Depot, we know Saturdays are for college football. That's why we have everything you need to never miss a play. Like Bear Dynasty interior paint, their most durable one-coat hide paint ever. From a team color statement wall to a fan cave, complete with a mural honoring Nick Saban's 17-year dynasty.
Hey, I like that idea.
Nothing beats Bear Dynasty interior paint. It's everything you need all in one can.
Defend your game time with Bear and the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Valid only when intended to colors from the Bear Dynasty and Marquee Interior One-Coat Hide Color Collection.
It's football season, and Vivid Seats is your ultimate destination for all the action on the gridiron. With a game-changing rewards program, plus an amazing selection of tickets, Vivid Seats ensures that every fan can catch their favorite teams and players in action. Vivid Seats has you covered with deals that cater to every football enthusiast. And all tickets come back by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Just visit vividseats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Temperatures across the region sitting around freezing. Dry today, but mostly cloudy, high 58. Heavy rain moves in after midnight tonight. This will definitely impact your Thursday morning. Rain and gusty winds tomorrow morning, a high of 52 on your Thursday. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. In high school, Bobby was a district swimming finalist. Also, Beamer still wears floaties. This is Morning Juice.
We're here on The Juice, brought to you by our good friends over at Affinity Whole Health, the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy. You can always visit them on the line at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Morning Juice presents Quick Hitters.
Sharky?
Yes, sir.
Happy Wednesday to you, sir.
Happy Hump Day, Coaster Bob Day. It's just a great day to be alive. Thank goodness it's not a Friday, because then it would be Friday the 13th.
That is coming. That's coming next month.
It's a lucky day for some.
Next month is, because I'm traveling to New York on that day.
Okay.
That's a December 13th?
Yeah.
Bad day to fly, Bob. Friday the 13th.
Listen, Coach, it seems like a beautiful day to fly.
Yeah. Millions of people do it every time. But
maybe I'll end up in a building.
Stop it. The Bears were back when they started the season 4-2, but 3 straight losses means the Bears are in last place, and sadly, they are not back. The problem is on offense. Chicago is only ahead of Cleveland and New England in total offense. So yesterday, the Bears...
and they just lost to the Pats, too, so that's good.
Yes. The Bears fired offensive coordinator Shane Waldron. What's amazing is Waldron was just hired in January. He was hired in this calendar year, hired and fired in the calendar year. And Beam, you didn't think that Eberflus was going to fire himself, did you?
It's a really bad, situation up there, Shark. I don't know why you continue to say the Bears are back. I mean, I told you from Jump Street that they weren't.
You've been telling me that for 10 years.
So it's been
Eberflus spent the summer in Europe.
Guys, it has been a disaster for the last really 20 years. I mean, outside of Lovey. Lovey was awesome, and then he came Lovey, and since that, it's just been going going haywire. I mean, remember John Fox? He was coaching the Bears. John Fox. They picked Mitch Trubisky. And then they fire John Fox after Mitch's first year, and then Mitch, he goes on to bigger and better things with the Buffalo Bills, and then they draft Justin Fields. And then, who was our last coach? Matt Nagy. And then you hire Matt Nagy after that. And then, Matt Nagy was in place before Justin Fields. And then you fire Matt Nagy, and then a new coordinator comes in, new coach, Matt Eberflus comes in. And then you get rid of Justin Fields. And now then you draft Caleb Williams, and now Matt Eberflus is going to get fired at the beginning of the year. It's the first in-season coaching change that the Bears have had since 2000. So, I mean, it's been almost a quarter of a century since they have moved on. And I thought this was interesting. Bob, you sent me this back in the summer. I think we could all tell what was coming with the Bears. This was actually Jackson Smith and Jigba. I don't have the Shark. You're going to have to play it. This was actually Jackson Smith and Jigba. He was talking to some of the Bears beat looked like at the Combine, Shark, I think is where it was. I don't know exactly how a guy who was playing for Seattle and Chicago came together, but I think it was at the Combine. And one of the guys asked Jackson Smith and Jigba how Shane Waldron was, because Shane Waldron was his offensive coordinator. What should we expect out of him in Chicago? Here was the answer.
Bears fans are super interested about the offensive coordinator coming in, Shane Waldron. What can you tell them about who they just hired to try to get this offense where it needs to go?
This is live?
Yeah. We're not live.
I'm playing.
I'm not playing.
Good luck to y'all. I mean, he's a great person, great offensive coordinator. I was very lucky to have him my first year. Learned a lot from him. I think him and Justin will mesh well, and adding more guys around him, I think it would be great. So we'll see.
Do you have any advice that you give to Justin in that situation, considering that you know the coach that's coming in?
Oh yeah, I mean he's gonna love Justin. So really just Justin, be yourself and go make plays for real. That's it.
Fair enough.
Go make plays for real. What do you know about what can you say about him? Is this live?
Oh, I'm just joking.
Yeah, no, you're not.
But not really. What should we expect?
This is what they get. This is what you get for doing that. I didn't want the Bears to trade off Justin Fields, and they did it. And now he had success in Pittsburgh. I know that Mr. Unlimited is having a nice time out there right now. But this is what you get. You reap, and now you sow. I don't feel bad about it. You got guys going into the locker room asking coaches to play Tyson Bagent over Caleb Williams, veterans in that room. Oh, it's a mess, Bob. It is a mess.
Well, because Bajan's dad's an arm wrestling champ.
Yeah, he is.
So that's what they want. But, Shark, I mean, when you hear a guy say something like that, Jackson Smith and Jigba, Jackson's like one of the nicest dudes in the world, as you could tell. In his mind, he probably remembered the old adage, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say much at all. Trying to stumble over a compliment.
He's a nice guy.
Just go make plays.
Unbelievable. Another team struggling on offense.
Maybe the Browns will bring him in, Shark.
The Nebraska Cornhuskers. They rank 98th in the country on offense and are letting offensive coordinator Marcus Satterfield know that his services will no longer be needed. That job now goes to former West Virginia and Houston head coach Dana Holgorsen. Now, Matt Rule is getting a little desperate here because he just hired Holgorsen as a consultant last week, and now, Bobby, he's already the offensive coordinator.
Well, yeah, I don't know how that's going to work as far as integrating the plays. Dana Holgorsen's a good offensive mind.
Yeah, he is.
Like, as a head coach, he got a little out of pocket there.
Offensive visor guy.
Offensive visor guy, 'cause he's got a huge brain. Heard he likes to have a cocktail from time to time, which is great. You got a lot of corn out there in Nebraska, so you can really ferment the corn and make the whiskey. And then you got plenty of that to drink. But he can call some plays, but they need to win, dude. They cannot. They were 5-1. They cannot miss a bowl game.
What are they now?
5-4.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's going to be a disaster. That could be a potential
They've got to win one. The one ring is what they need, Beam. One ring to rule them all, and they've got to find that one win in their last three.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for them, but their last 3 games at USC, okay, interesting. Home against Wisconsin, then at Iowa. Like that's a rough 3 patch of games for Nebraska. But
USC.
To your point, Dana Holgorsen is a good offensive mind. Now they will have him learn the lingo and the plays. Like, he's not going to be changing any of that. I mean, he's going to be the one doing the steep learning curve on this offense. But yeah, desperate times call for desperate measures, and a guy who's only been in the building for 1 week finds himself being the offensive coordinator with Matt Rule. Hey, if the college football playoffs started today, how would it look? We'll do that coming up next. Morning Juice right here on The Fan.
Fan traffic.
From the Atlas Butler Plumbing Services Traffic Center.
Good morning. We are still watching the 71-270 split on the north side of town. Experience some closures. All southbound lanes shut down on 71 at 270. If you are coming in from Delaware County, heading southbound, use 23 or 315 this morning. Also on the southeast side, tracking slow-moving traffic on 270 southbound. The right 2 lanes blocked off near Alum Creek Drive, and those backups are building. And then I-70 westbound, we've got the left lane blocked off in those westbound lanes just past Livingston Avenue. I'm 10 TV's Amy Stuggerwald with your Fan Traffic.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Prime Sports. Download the Prime Sports Ohio app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100.
Men, it's the holidays, a time of love and joy. But if you suffer from erectile dysfunction, the season can be tough on you. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you and your partner are experiencing struggles because of ED, change it up this year. Give the best gift you can give to the one you love by treating your ED and restoring your relationship. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED, and as a Promenic restorative health practice, we've literally seen countless thousands of relationships renewed across the nation. Plus, with treatments having success rates well over 90%, coupled with many treatment options, we can likely find the right one for you. You may even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So call us and give your partner the best gift you can give this season. A renewed, restored relationship. Your first visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in our office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654. Or go to tristatemenshealth.com. That's tristatemenshealth.com.
Integrity, honesty, and quality. Words we live by here at Monogram Homes. Hi, this is Dina. And at Monogram Homes, we strive to bring your wants to your man cave, your needs to your kitchen, and your ideas to life. Most home builders claim to be custom, but starting with stock floor plans and templates isn't our idea of a tailored experience. At Monogram Homes, we start with a blank slate and work with you until you get exactly what you want. So start your true custom home journey today with a builder you can trust. Monogram Homes. Visit us online at monogramhomes.net.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good morning, I'm Mark the Shark. The season started well for the Blue Jackets, going 5-3-1 out of the gate, but 6 straight losses have dropped Columbus into last place in the Eastern Conference. Last night in Seattle, the Jackets scored a pair of goals in the first period, but the Kraken scored 4 times in the second and went on to beat Columbus 5-2. The Jackets went 0-4-1 on their 5-game road trip in which they were outscored 23-9. In basketball, the 12th-ranked Ohio State women scored the final 17 points of the first quarter for a 25-6 lead. The Buckeyes went on to crush Charlotte 94-53. Chance Gray hit 9 3-pointers and finished with a career-high 31 points as OSU improves to 2-0. In football, a little Tuesday night action. Bowling Green beat Western Michigan 31-13. Toledo ripped Central Michigan 37-10. This Sports Center is brought to you by Germain Toyota, the best selection of new and used cars in Central Ohio. View their full selection of vehicles online at germaintoyota.net.
One of these guys thinks Clintonville was named after Bill Clinton. You're listening to Morning Juice.
Hour 2 of the program for us on a Wednesday. Brandon Bean, Bobby Carpenter, Mark the Shark. Coming up here, 7:33 this morning, Dave Biddle of Bucknuts. He's going to join the program. We'll talk some Buckeyes football with him here in about a half an hour's time.
Keeping you informed about what's trending this morning. It's time for a little re-rack on Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Billiards Plus, your destination for top-of-the-line grills with up to 30-year warranties. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
The Buckeye women's basketball team last night, 94, Charlotte 53. Chance Gray's ties Kelsey Mitchell's school record for 3-pointers. 9 of those suckers going down last night.
Dropping bombs.
Yeah, that was a great effort for them. 28 turnovers they forced to. It's always jarring to hear those numbers, and then you get into the teeth of the season. You're like, no, they just do that every night.
Well, they play ultra aggressive, and in doing that, you're going to give up some layups. They turn the ball over some, but the style that the Crime Dog they play out there, I mean, it's a fun watch. If nothing else, like
that's a great product.
I mean, you may feel a little nervous, like we've got a 10-point lead. We don't need to press and play this fast anymore.
Why have a 10-point lead when we can have a 20-point lead?
That's just how they.
Or a 0-point lead.
That's what I'm saying. That's just who they are.
It's their identity.
Like you can't really change that. Like you're always doing that. So, I mean, they can throttle it back some, but it's not really what's in your DNA.
No, they did it in a big way last night against Charlotte, 94-53. Chance Gray again, 9 3-pointers. Tying the school record with Kelsey Mitchell. Kraken 5, Jackets 2. Jackets feeling good after the first period.
Got cracked, Bean.
Yep, you were up 2-0, and then you got cracked. 4-0 in the second. They added one in the third. 5-2 the final score, which ends a pretty bad road trip for the Jackets.
Yeah, not great. I mean, how many points did you like to see out of that?
I think we said like 5 or 6.
No, that was in the 3 games before they left.
Oh, you're right.
And I think they actually hit that because they won 2 and got a tie. I think they hit the 5 out of the potential 8. I'm like, all right, that's good. And then they went out there and got cracked.
They did get cracked.
They got one.
No, they got nothing, buddy.
They didn't even have San Jose, I thought that went to overtime.
They did get 1 point.
Yeah.
Yes, they got a singular point. Sorry.
Don't try to steal that point from them with San Jose.
No, I didn't.
I was going to say, I thought that was extra disappointing because they lost it.
I didn't mean to on purpose. I don't want to take that point away from them on the big board. Yeah, 6-2 was the start of the slide at home against the Jets. Then you went to DC and got smoked 7-2. That 2-1 loss in overtime against the Sharks, 5-2 against the Kings, 4-2 against the Ducks, and then 5-2 last night.
Hopefully there's no place like home, Beam.
Absolutely.
Come on back.
Come on.
Get it taken care of.
Come on back here. So your schedule for the Jackets over the next week, You get the Penguins on Friday at home. So you've got today,
Do you
tomorrow.
find that ironic since the Penguins just wrapped up?
No, I don't find that ironic.
Do you think that they'll try to integrate any of the Penguin?
I think they should.
Into their pregame or their media graphics stuff?
I think they should absolutely do that. I think they should bring Colin Farrell to a game. You would like it. It's pretty terrific.
Problem, there's so much. I got 3-4 more weeks left of heavy football where it's Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Monday, just
Sunday,
every day. Last night I'm going and hanging out with Bo down there in his Ascot, Jake Ballard.
How's he doing?
Dane Sanzenbacher, Brady
Jake
Quinn.
doing?
Jake's doing great.
Good.
It was awesome last night. Gosh, I don't have the guy's card with me. I told him I would email him this morning and I forgot. He is here. He's a grad. I think he's a PhD student.
Okay.
At Ohio State. Fine member, veteran. Thanked him for his service last night. Had sweet long hair. And he is here at Ohio State in the PhD program. I'm not sure which. Under the Pat Tillman Scholarship.
Wow.
Didn't even know that was a thing. And he's like, I'm a Buckeye fan. This thing. He goes, I applied for this. I got it. And he goes, they're aware of UAJ and Schlegs. And I'm like, you guys growing your hair out? And they thought that was awesome. I'm like, really? And he's like, yeah. It's like, have you ever tried to reach out? I was like, I don't even know who to reach out to or where to begin.
I'll give you the card.
So he gave me his card. He hit me with a sweet challenge coin last night, which was awesome. I was like, I got 1 million of these. He's like, well, here's the one that's unique. I'm like, I say that in a positive way. I collect them. Getting a chance to go to all these different military bases and do, I think I'm going to get to go to Gitmo this year. I'm pretty excited of that for the Super Bowl. Yeah. Maybe go down there. Shark, I can get you some stuff from the Castros if you want it. I know that you've been looking forward to it.
A box of cigars from Shark off of his desk.
Why don't you get me a chunk of that wall, Bob?
Chunk of that wall?
Give me a little chunk of the wall.
The one that you want me on, that Colonel Jessup used to stand on?
You need me on that wall.
But I'm excited. But it's awesome to get to go to do that. I was at one of my friends. I was with him at the Nebraska game, and his wife's cousin was there talking, and he's like, he's in the Air Force, this and that. And then I find out someone's like, he's just got his first star. I'm like, you mean General Star? And I was like,
that's a big deal.
I was like, you got any challenge coins? He's like, I actually don't. And I kind of jabbed him about it, and then he sent me a bag, all these different ones, patches, all this sweet stuff. And so I've been collecting this. I got to figure out, I've been looking at different display cases over the last year. But anyway, the guy last night, I can't even remember his name because he didn't lead with it. He goes, I didn't even tell you my name, did I? I said, Jesse. I got his card.
Make it up. Say it with confidence.
I'm not going to besmirch him, but he goes, you should reach out to him. I 100%. I go, I'm going to connect you. You connect us. I don't know. I'd love to be able to do, if we could do some sort of fundraiser or something with him, that would be awesome because Pat was a guy who I was growing up watching, and you're a little young for it, B, but I don't know, Shark, if you remember watching watching that Rose Bowl in '96, it was awesome to watch Ohio State win.
I was at that Rose Bowl in '96.
But Pat Tillman was pretty sweet that game. He was really stinking good. He was a linebacker for Arizona State that went on to play with the Cards. Famously turned down a big multi-million-dollar offer. I think he was a 7th-round draft pick. I mean, it was real money for him. And went and served and obviously lost his life and everything that goes around it. So it was unbelievable to get a chance to meet him, and Brady and I were talking to him. It was kind of a full circle moment because that was 20 years ago. Because I remember we were playing Wisconsin that year, my junior season, and it was early in the year, maybe week 4. We lost to them at home. So, and they played, I think, Arizona State in the bowl game. And so that was part of their last 4 or 5 games that we were watching. And they had big 42s on the field.
Okay.
On the Arizona State's field. Or maybe they played Arizona in the non-conference. That's what it was. And so they had the big 42s on the field. And, so it would have been right there in 2003, 2004. So it was cool. And so the chance to maybe complete that circle 20 years later, pretty special. And all were brought together by the fan and High Bank and 3rd and Goal.
Uncle Bo. All thanks to Uncle Bo.
Getting it done, sipping on a little bourbon last night and enjoying that. So it was a full day's work, Beam, because after that I did an XM ranking show, which finished up at 10, but it wasn't that bad because normally we go for 3 hours. we went until the Michigan State game was done, so we only had to go for about an hour and a half. So that was part of the bonus of it. But did you have to work till?
It's like
10.
doing the post game show. Like if you're used to doing a 3-hour show and then you have an hour and 15 late on, you're like, this is great.
Well, it was really contingent upon when Kansas and Michigan State got done.
Okay.
So it's like the longer they went, because they didn't go to the rankings until that was over.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, like ESPN pays all the money for that. I can't imagine why they wouldn't have just say, hey, let's not do like a 7:00 game. We'll just play a game at 8. And because
leading into it, we'll do the ranking show at 7.
By the way, we know that the rankings are going to be out every Tuesday, so we can schedule the games around that, you would think. But before that was Ohio State's practice. And even before that, we were raking some leaves with my man Cullen.
Nice.
And we've got a nice Husqvarna backpack blower. It was a little bit windy. But in the backyard, I was like, we're going to rake these bad boys. So like, we'll do it together, rake them into piles, tarp them, drag them out. And he's like, Dad, we got a blower. I'm like, but the blower's not teaching you anything.
No.
All right, we're going to learn how to rake some leaves.
Get some blisters on your hands.
Well, he started raking right in the middle of the yard. I go, what are you doing? He's like, I'm raking. And at first,